Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are hopping into another Protoss versus Zerg as we start up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, top of the Protoss player. The red one representing Sloth Esports Club. It is Creature, also known as Adam Savage. Block. I wish his name was Adam Savage. I think he wishes his name was Adam Savage. Let's find down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. We have a man that is actually savage. Give it up for the blue Zerg player, PandaBearMe. This guy is ridiculously savage when it comes to trash talk. He is not afraid to trash talk anybody. But seems like it's going to be a pretty calm opening in terms of the fact that he's gone for an early pool. Calm opening in the sense that it's not going to be like a 13-12. Creature, again, he's known as a macro Protoss player. He is playing with the Gateway first, though. He's not going for anything like a Nexus first, so he should be well equipped to at least somewhat handle this situation. But the 14 pool is going to, or I think it was a 14 pool or 13 pool. I actually missed it. Either way, though, Creature is going to scout out the early pool. Should be able to handle this a lot better than if he had just not scouted for a good bit of time, or if he had gone for Nexus first. You can already see that wall in getting underway. The Lings are going to take some time to make their way across the map, and the Zealot may even be able to finish up just before the Lings get there, just because Odyssey is a relatively long distance map. All of the maps in the current map pool really do feel like they have a much longer distance than previous map pools in terms of walk across the map. The rush time definitely has gone up by a good bit. There we go. Zealot is more than prepared. Lings can continue to whittle away, and this is enough Zerglings to actually kill a Zealot in a head-on fight. Creature needs to make an Adept, and there he is going to start making one. Zealot trying to micro back and forth, baiting the Lings to try and move away from that gateway, trying to buy itself a little bit more time, but I love the way PandaBearMe is doing this. He's got just enough Zerglings to push back that Zealot, but can leave plenty of them on the gateway. He may be able to take that out. This is going to be a very difficult place to re-wall in. You can even see there's a backup probe in case that Zealot is not in position. Gateway is starting to come on down. An Adept does pop out. He's going to throw down the pylon. No, he's a little bit late onto the pylon. The Mothership Core is not being started up either, so he's going to be in a world of trouble. Oh, God, the Adept, it is in a really nice spot, so it's going to be able to survive a little bit longer, but it does shade out. Probe goes down. The Zealot is still alive. I love the positioning on that Zealot, keeping itself in the choke point. And wow, what a fantastic hold for what looked to be a very dire situation. I wonder if PandaBearMe should have maybe just run straight into the main base and not been quite as greedy about just trying to end it by knocking down the wall. And he may have been expecting that there would be a Mothership Core and a pylon up in the main base, but I mean, if he was really paying attention, you could have seen two pylons over at the front, or I should say, I guess 3 pylons. Was there a pylon over here before? No, I think it was just the gate. Yeah, the gateway was covering up this area. So he should have been able to identify that there were no pylons in the main base if he was really closely paying attention. But I can understand the desire to just try and really make a Protoss player panic without a wall. Either way, though, Creature defends and puts itself in a beautiful economic position. I mean, a Protoss player that has their hatchery or their expansion down, has their tech underway, and the Zerg player is only just now starting up that third and still sitting on a relatively low worker count. Although PandaBearMe also trying to play a little bit of catch up with that gas, going for the double gas geyser at the natural. Is going to leave these Zerglings down over here at the ramp, ready to intercept those Adepts, and ideally for PandaBearMe, try and pick them off without losing any workers, but realistically, unless Creature messes up, he should not be losing these Adepts without killing at least one worker, or he should just be getting out of there alive with these Adepts. Use them for a little bit of scouting information with these Adept shades, and yeah, cancel. And I actually love the positioning. He even gets it into the main base, confirms, okay, you aren't going to try and transition out to some really fast layer or something. You are getting a gas geyser over in your main base just recently. And he also confirms, yeah, I saw gas being mined from these 2 gas geysers. So he already knows, okay, you're on 2 gas geysers, and you're at least going up to a 3rd, potentially a 4th maybe. He doesn't necessarily know. But he can start making some good estimations of what his opponent is up to. And behind this, he goes for the Dark Shrine. Ooh, he's going to be going for those DT Archon drops. For those who have not been following that meta that has been around for over a year now, almost like 2 years. Warp Prism Archon drops have become a huge staple of the PvZ meta. It's a great way to just put pressure on your opponent. You move in with the Warp Prism, you warp in 4 DTs, you see if they have any detection, and actually, this game, PandaBearMe just may not have any detection. In fact, he is going for the lair now, but he's also not going for a Roche Warren, which makes it a lot harder to deal with those Archons, because that's really what those DTs are meant to do later on. We do have one Spore Crawler down, so yeah. Looks like PandaBearMe is preparing for the potential of those Warp Prism DT drops. But of course, Pro players really won't care too much. They just move in, see the Spore Crawlers, back out and say, okay, I'll make the Archons, and then they just continuously drop with the Archons and 6 range Warp Prisms. Continue to harass and pick apart their opponents while just continuing to get further ahead with their economy. This third expansion on Odyssey can feel very vulnerable in a lot of weird ways because it's so open down here. Your units have to funnel in through this choke point. But I always am curious to see whether or not Protoss players decide to knock down these rocks. Looks like for now, Creature isn't really opting to do so. But there we go. Creature not even leaving those DTs as DTs, immediately making the Archons. I believe we saw one Spore Crawler going down over there, so that might have been the reason why. And of course, most of the Zerg players do play it pretty safe. 2 Archons going to be able to find quite a bit of good damage over here. Is they able to get, oh, I was going to say potentially a good shot off on a lot of these Lings, but no, it just opts to pick up, back out, live to fight another day. That is the name of the game with this kind of harassment. Ooh, but he's warping in 4 more DTs. Oh, is he going to go up to 4 Archons? Yeah, he is. And you know, if you think about it, PandaBearMe was so behind from that early pool that he wasn't really able to invest into roaches. Nor was he able to really get up a Baneling after anything of the sort. So he's just relying purely on Queens and Zerglings. And these Archons are going to dismantle Queens and Zerglings. The Queens just don't have enough DPS, and the Zerglings are just going to get just slaughtered by the Archons. How is PandaBearMe going to deal with this? The Warp Prism is getting a little bit lower on health. The Queen doing a nice job focus firing down the Warp Prism, but eventually it does end up falling. 3 more Queens coming in for the natural expansion. 4 more DTs, though, also coming in. And these Archons, once again, just obliterate those Lings if they get anywhere even close to these Archons. Queens falling left and right. The Warp Prism continues to survive. And I think that this is just going to start to spiral out of control. The Hydros are now out, but oh my god, the DTs are going to go uncontested. Even with the Spore Crawler there to detect them, doesn't matter. The DTs still do 40 damage a shot. This is just looking ridiculous. This is looking disgusting. One of the DTs does end up falling. Another Archon may get fairly low on health. Oh, nice attempt at focus firing down the Warp Prism, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called. Creature takes the game, as well as some well-earned ladder points.